Hey, what's up? I'm back at it again. Today, we're going to talk about marriage. Now, it's been popular around many red pill and manosphere circles that marriage can destroy a man. Well, here's a woman talking about it. Let's get into it.
This is Montana D here with another relationship advice video. Well, actually, it's more like, what are your thoughts? Now, I previously made a video about ladies in abusive relationships or relationships they're not happy in or not getting treated right and they want to leave. I believe it was called Ladies Plan Your Escape, and I'll put the link down below on how to get out of a relationship that you're probably horrified to leave the person or too dependent upon the person to leave them and be okay by yourself. So I wanted your thoughts on men and marriage and how just the court systems do not really play in the favor of the male when it comes down to divorce or sometimes custody battles, divorce.
She is right because in a lot of states they don't play for the man. They're not for the man's favor. The mother could be a drug addict and still end up getting a kid, especially in New York.
And alimony and things like that, child support, things like that. How do you feel about a man who knows he's not happy in a relationship and wants to leave? So instead of living by the saying, it's cheaper to keep her, planning his escape from that relationship or planning his escape from that marriage. Like, a woman can go marry a man who has it going on, financially stable, properties, business, whatever, and be in that relationship, and the relationship ends, the marriage ends, and she gets half of everything that he worked so hard for. And she really didn't probably put into anything. She didn't put in, work or whatever, didn't even blood, sweat, and tears was there with him working with the hands on it, whatever.
It's the truth. I mean, that's how the courts work. Because they see the fact that the woman may not be able to fend for herself, especially if she's been not working ever since being married to the dude and he has all these properties. And it could be that way. That's how it is in America. I mean, there's always that it does go to the fact of, yeah, it's cheaper to keep her. Also, if it's also should keep a man from having an affair because she could rape you. I mean, you can't really feel sorry for a man if she's divorcing him because he cheated on her. Just like Melinda Gates is divorcing Bill Gates. Bill Gates cheated on her with an employee.
Whatever the case may be, that he's not satisfied, that he feels like she shouldn't get half. So he plans his escape from the marriage, and he starts to downsize the house. But before the relationship gets too ugly, and to the point where it's about to end in a divorce, but before it gets to that point, he starts to plan his escape. He starts to sell off property, downsize the house to something smaller that he don't mind. The judge being like, "You got to give her the house," and he's like, "That's fine, she can have it." Or selling off the businesses or putting certain things that he worked hard for in his own to get himself, putting that in someone else's name, cars, properties, bank accounts, all that stuff, just moving stuff around so that when he does hit her with the divorce papers, he's not hurt. He's not hurt so bad that he feels like it was a loss. The whole marriage was a loss. He came out with the shitty end of the deal because the court system can and will take half of a man's whatever and give it to.
I still think marriage is a good thing, but it has to be done. It has to be done like with careful precision. It's best just to go to another country where patriarchy is priority, and you could be married and not worry about this, but just make sure you marry to love that person. That's how I see it. But in America, I understand. I get it. I just can't bash marriage because it is a beautiful thing. It's just the fact that people don't go into it for the wrong reasons. That's the problem, and that's why we have this mess we have today.
To wonder whether she earned it with him, helped him attain it, or whatever, or not. The court system just really don't care. Really does not favor the men in most situations. So how do you women feel? How do you men feel about planning your escape and protecting what you work so hard for? You know what I'm saying? How do you feel about that situation? Like, how do you feel about being married to a woman, not being happy? You know, she didn't really put in what she needed to put in order to walk away from the divorce with so much. How do you feel about pre-planning that she doesn't reap the benefits of your hard work, blood, sweat, and tears? How do you feel about that? You know what I'm saying? Let me know. Like,
I think men should have prenups. They should definitely have prenups. Get that prenup. Make sure she doesn't sign it in duress. But basically, I think personally, because, I mean, hey, I feel for the men out there. I just think, you should basically, overseas is the best bet. And to move overseas and to stay there is the best bet. If marriage is so dangerous like that, go overseas, get married, and live over there. That's how I see it. Colombia, Philippines, parts of the world where patriarchy is still respected.
I know a lot of women gonna be like, well, I took care of his kids. And what if she took care of his kids and kept the house this, kept the house that, and kept the house whatever?
She's supposed to do that. That's her job. Doesn't mean you get to rape the dude in court. I mean, there's issues like, again, the man may have abused her, the man may have cheated on her, and then, what can I say? Those are the consequences.
It's a different situation if he told you not to work. But it's also another situation, too, if he was like, doing all this for you, you didn't volunteer to be like, well, that's nice, baby, doing all this for me. But I want to make sure I got me covered. I want to make sure me, you, the minds, or whatever, I still got enough that I can hold down me and the kids and take care of us and make sure I'm all right. Or in case you just fall on flood in your face, I want to make sure I have something just in case. How do you guys feel about that? How do you guys feel about a man planning his escape? And I'm going to put the link down below. I want you to watch. It's a totally different situation for the women, though. Planning your escape. But I'm going to put the video down below what I said about women planning your escape. And give me your thoughts on this about men planning their escape out of a marriage. Because I'm curious to know, like, dudes be like, it's cheaper to keep her. And I know a lot of dudes is staying in relationships, keeping her because it's just cheaper because they didn't attain so much stuff. They didn't got this house and they remodeled, and well, he's doing it mostly all his money. And accumulated a whole bunch of stuff, thinking everything's gonna be good. Stuff turned left, and now he wants out of the relationship for whatever reason. And he just doesn't want to lose half of everything that he worked so hard for. In a situation where he worked hard for it. Now, when they did it together, or she came in with something or whatever, and she helped him, when he worked hard for it, she really ain't nothing for it, but chose to stay around, take care of the kids, love him, clean the house, cook, or whatever, instead of choosing to also have some kind of financial stability or some kind of financial freedom or some kind of nest egg or whatever. Let me know how you guys feel about this situation. I'm curious to hear from the masses because I have so many different.
Unfortunately, you're going to get some people that are just going to be plain out selfish and think that the woman is entitled to everything. You're going to have people like that. You will. You will have people like that. When it comes to that. I mean, I'll say this. I mean, it is a very risky thing to be married. Look at what so many celebrities are going through. Look what Robert De Niro is going through as a man. Look what Dr. Dre is going through as a man. Even though he brought it on himself for the fact that he was dirty macking and, he broke up a home to get with that chick that he got now. And look what she's doing. She's trying to bleed him dry. That's what she is trying to do. Okay. Marriage is very, very risky proposition. It's such a risky proposition. Men have committed suicide after marriage. After, when the divorces, and then they're paying all this money, they can't have a place to live, they can't enjoy their lives, and they end up killing themselves or killing their spouses. I can understand why men go MGTOW. I just don't like the bitterness. But hey, you got my support on it. I still like marriage. I'm not going to ban it, but I understand why some men don't want to get married due to the risk, due to accumulating assets and stuff, and how that could all be taken away from you in a divorce. And you may not even cheat on a woman. She just sees it's time for me to just go about my business and take your money. And I can understand why a man could just lose it like that and just be like, you know what? I am just going to just go postal. I could understand that perfectly. So let me know in the comments, what do you think about what she says? What do you think about what she's saying about the situation? Let me know in the comments. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Later.